Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Bandai Movie Monster Series Jiger 2023. Now, this version of Jiger comes from the upcoming anime series Gamera Rebirth, which I've talked about my thoughts on Gamera Rebirth before, so I won't go into too much detail, or at least I'll try not to go into too much detail. But basically, in short, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a really long time since we've last seen like a new Gamera project. In fact, the last Gamera project came out in like 2006 with Gamera the Brave, which is a great movie, and if you haven't checked it out, please do. But yeah, ever since then, it has just been radio silence. I mean, we've gotten like new figures and stuff, which is really cool. I mean, it's mostly related to like, the Heisei trilogy, but still like some Gamera stuff like that is still cool, but nothing like big like this. So I'm really happy that now we finally have something like big for Gamera coming out. Um, I will admit I am a little disappointed. Like it's a new Gamera project, so obviously I'm excited, but I am a little disappointed that's an anime. I'm not much of an anime person, so when they announced Gamera Rebirth, there was a little part of me that was just a little disappointed that it was going to be an anime. Like I would have preferred something live action, but Kadokawa, they're mainly interested in doing like anime and manga, so if they were to do something new with Gamera, it would realistically be an anime. And again, I'm still excited for Gamera Rebirth, so I'm really, really glad that it's happening. As for how the show looks, we haven't gotten any new trailers since that last one came out in March, but still, I think it looks good. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It has that. It's not really like 2D animation. It has that like CGI sort of look to it, which I think looks great for the monsters, but for the humans, I think it looks a little gross, but that's just me. But still, as of me recording this, and probably as of me uploading this, Gamera Rebirth has yet to have a proper release date. I heard a rumor that it was going to come out sometime in September, which, that'd be really cool if it did, but I digress. So, yeah. We still have a little bit a little bit of time to wait as far as, Gamera Rebirth's, release. So I think the only thing we can do now is just, I don't know, talk about the figures and just stay excited. So yeah, I mean, who knows? If Gamera Rebirth does well, then maybe that'll encourage Kadokawa to do something live action with Gamera. That would be very nice. So yeah. Anyway, I don't really have a whole lot else to say. So yeah, let's just get into this. Before we take a look at the figure itself, I just want to quickly take a look at the tag. And for the cover here, I'm not going to lie, this is a little boring. We just have the logo for Gamera Rebirth, which looks cool, but I would have preferred like a picture of Jiger or something like that. Like, that would have been cool for this guy, but I digress. Movie Monster Series here, both in English and in Japanese. The Kadokawa logo. And right here we have Jiger 2023 and some more, legal information here. On the back, we have the reveal poster for Gamera Rebirth, which still I think looks really cool. Bandai Namco here and Bandai. 2023 Kadokawa Gamera Rebirth and Made in China, the whole spiel. On the inside, we have a bunch of Japanese information here, which I cannot read, and that's pretty much it. No silhouette of Jiger here or anything like that, just legal information, which is a little disappointing, but I digress. Anyway, that's pretty much it for Jiger's tag. Now, going back to the figure itself, I will take a quick look at the paint, and the painting on this figure I think looks really nice. This entire figure is casted in this very bright, dark pink, bright purple sort of coloration, which I think looks really nice. In the trailer for Gamera Rebirth, Jiger was more of like this pinkish color, but still, I think this purplish color looks really nice. So, again, it's inaccurate, but still, it looks great. Jiger's fingernails, toenails, the tips of the spikes here on her back, and all of the horns on her face are painted this really nice, metallic blue. Again, in the trailer, her horns and stuff are more of a pinkish color, a brighter shade of pink than she was, but still, I think I do like this artistic choice here. I do think this looks really nice. And the thing that's crazy is that they actually painted the underside of all the horns and spikes and whatnot on her face, which is really crazy because if this were a Godzilla Bandai vinyl, then they would have just painted the top halves, and like they wouldn't make it this like really nice looking metallic color. So yeah, Bandai maybe, or Toho even, get your shit together. Make you know, better fund your Godzilla Bandai vinyls. But I digress. I digress. Even our teeth here are painted this nice metallic blue, which I think looks really cool. And the last thing of note here, her eyes are painted red with black pupils. So yeah, it would have been nice if her stinger was painted as well, but it's just kind of left as is. But not the end of the world. And something I forgot to point out, her belly here is painted this orangish yellow color, which, you know, I think looks nice. You know, maybe this is kind of hinting something. Maybe this will have some sort of purpose in Gamera Rebirth. Who knows? You know, again, it's not really out yet as of me recording this and likely me uploading this, so we can only speculate. So maybe that has a function, maybe not. I don't know. So yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the painting on this figure. There's not a lot as far as painting here, but the painting here I still think, you know, looks really nice and very eye-catching. So yeah, the painting on this figure I'd say gets a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the articulation, and the articulation on this figure, Bandai vinyl levels, the legs can move 360, and the tail can rotate 360. And that's pretty much it. It would have been nice if the forelimbs had rotation as well as the back legs, but, you know, I digress. You know, minor thing, but still, yeah, that's pretty much it for the articulation on this figure. Articulation in the forelimbs would have been nice, but it is what it is. So the articulation on this figure, I'd say gets 3/4 of a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the sculpt, and the sculpting on this figure, I think looks good. I think it looks pretty close to what we see in the trailer itself, so yeah, you know, some minor things, of course. Like, I mean, the tail here is a little, like, thicker than how it was in the trailer, but I've said this before, vinyl is kind of like a weird material to work with. Because, like, you know, like, you can't, like, doing thin parts with vinyl is really tough. I mean, like, Jiger's nails here, like, these are thin, but, like, they're kind of sticking out and they're, like, you know, short. So if this tail was, like, you know, thin, I feel like this, it would be really easy for the tail to just snap in two. So I do understand why they made the tail, you know, as wide as they did. One other thing that I don't like about the sculpting, or at least on mine, mine's a little warped. So as you can see here, like, this leg here is kind of, like, in the air a little bit. So it's really, like, this leg here and her chin that's kind of holding her up, which is a little weird. So, yeah, it would have been nice if mine wasn't, you know, warped like this, but still, like, that's pretty much it as far as, like, the issues I have with the sculpting on this figure. As for the design herself, or the design of Jiger herself, I should say, I think, she looks really skinny. Again, you can tell there hasn't really been a lot of Gamera content, because Jiger here just looks really skinny. Like, look, like, that waistline is just, that's absurd. Like, you look at her in the Showa movies, like, Jiger hasn't been in a movie since 1971, like, Gamera versus Jiger. So, yeah, it's been, like, what, almost, like, a little under 50 years, but still, like, a long time since, Jiger has been in, like, a movie or anything like that. So, again, Jiger is just, like, starving, so it is really good. That's another reason why I'm happy that, Gamera Rebirth is coming up, because, again, Jiger here is very clearly starving to death. All jokes aside, though, I do like this design for Jiger. I think it looks really cool. I love this, Triceratops-esque crest here. I think it looks good. It really reminds me of, the Alien Queen from Aliens. So, yeah, I do really dig this design for Jiger. I think it's really cool. So, yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the sculpting on this figure. And the sculpting on this figure, I think, looks really good. So, yeah, the sculpting on this figure, I'd say definitely gets a pass. Now, we'll take a look at the detailing, and the detailing on this figure is very solid, so let's take a closer look at that. So, starting off at the head here, we can see all the detailing on her face here looks really nice, like all the little, like crevices and whatnot, and even, like, her nostrils here looks great. Really reminds me of like those vintage like Chinese dragons. So yeah, I think I do think like the like mainly with the horns here. That's why that reminds me of that. But still though, I do think the detailing in the head here, mainly the face, looks really nice, and even her crest too is detailed very nicely. Um, the like again these bits here, I get why they're there, but it does kind of take me out of it a little bit as far as the detailing goes. But again, the side of the body here, we have a lot of really nice looking scales here. The detailing is just very nicely defined, and even a lot of really nice musculature in the forelimbs here, and even in the feet there. So yeah, again, just a lot of great detailing here, and even like the little spine thing on the back of her back here again is just detailed very nicely, very well defined, and even like her hind legs, just a lot of really nice musculature here. Just again, like very, very well defined, like in her feet here, and yeah, the detailing here is just really nice. Going to the tail here, again, just a lot of really nice scaling throughout here, just a lot of really nice detailing. And even her stinger here has a decent amount of detailing as well. The underside of the figure, again, just a lot of really nice, a lot of nice creases and like wrinkles and whatnot that really just makes the detailing here pop. Just a lot of nice musculature as well. This bit here is a little whatever, and obviously it's to fit all of this information here, but still, just a lot of really nice detailing on the underside of this figure. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the detailing on this figure. And the detailing here looks good. Looks really good. So the detailing on this figure, I'd say definitely gets a pass. Now we'll do some size comparisons. So of course to start, here we have the Bandai Movie Monster Series Gamera 2023. Of course these two will appear in the same anime series together, and I love the contrast between these two. Like, Jiger is smaller but colorful, and Gamera's like bigger but not as colorful, and honestly, I just think these two look really nice next to each other. So, yeah. Here we have the original Bandai Showa Gamera. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really annoyed that I got this guy because Bandai, as of me recording this, just announced a new Showa Gamera figure Bandai vinyl that looks way better than this guy. I'm not gonna lie, so again, a little annoyed that I picked this guy up, but I digress. Here we have the original Bandai vinyl of Toto from Gamera the Brave. And of course, like usual, here we have some hand sanitizer. And here we have Dr. Billy Grant. So at the end of the day, should you get this figure? I'd say yes, there's not a lot as far as painting goes, but still, I think the coloration of this figure looks very nice and very eye-catching. I think the sculpting looks great, the detailing looks great. I wish there was a little more as far as articulation went, but again, this is a Bandai vinyl, so there's not really going to be a whole lot of articulation, so I can forgive that, but still, I do like this figure, and yeah, this figure just looks good. As far as price tags go, I believe this figure is about like, I want to say between $20 to $25, which is honestly not bad at all. Like, this is a very nice looking figure, and I think this is a very nice representation of Jiger from Gamera Rebirth. Some artistic liberties taken here, of course, like the metallic blue for all of her horns and spikes and whatnot, but still, very nice figure. I do like this figure, and I definitely recommend that you pick this figure up because, like I said, it's not too expensive, and it just looks nice. So, yeah, pick her up if you can. But I digress. Anyway, that is it for today. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace, Zack out.